Eat this, drink that, go.
Remember, the wait times at the HCA East Florida Hospital emergency rooms average in the single digits, less than 10 minutes. Just go to hcaeastflorida.com. They list all their wait times for all their emergency rooms, and they update them every 30 minutes because emergencies don't wait for appointments. You know, one of the most requested elements I get is a refrigeration to store my wine. Can you recommend somebody?
Right.
Manny Munoz, the producer and co-host in the morning,
Yeah.
he needs a new unit to be able to store his wines. He wants a good one. I need it for my home. We just got rid of the cellar.
No, we get asked that all the time.
Cindy and Bill Talbot, they need them
Yeah.
too. And we
Yeah.
don't know where to go. Now we do. It's called Liebherr, Liebherr. And they, for more than 60 years, their appliances have been the gold standard for state-of-the-art innovation in the refrigeration industry. So if you're trying to store your wines properly, we've got the right place for you. We're so pleased to be joined this morning by
My pleasure.
by Mark
Livingood.
Livingood. I saw the word and I thought, could it really be Livingood? Yes, it is.
Could it be Stephen Poor?
You know what? That's exactly right. You are in the right industry. You're living good because you're selling refrigeration. He is the district manager for us, a Eastern regional manager for Liebherr, and it's again spelled Liebherr USA, and they're in Hialeah Gardens. Welcome. Good to see you.
It's a pleasure to be here, Jimmy.
Yeah, all right. So the unit that we have on display over here, it's your smallest unit.
It's our mini-me, yeah, it's the little one.
How many bottles will that fit?
12 bottles.
12 bottles.
12 Bordeaux bottles.
12,
So
yeah.
it's critical because, you know,
Right.
the size and the base of the bottle is if it's too big, it won't fit into a lot of units.
Right.
So this has got a lot of stuff going for it.
And how about the largest unit that you have?
The largest unit hold about 178 bottles, and it's about 30 inches by about 79 inches tall, 27 inches deep.
Right. You do under-counter things if you
We
want?
do under counter as well.
Do you
absolutely.
do custom design things?
Well, you can put custom panels on it, absolutely. So there are some applications for that. Yes. Yes.
You know, it's a real, in America, people are using more wine more and more often. And you got to store them correctly if you want to do this the right way. Are you finding your business has really increased in this industry?
It's going up, and particularly when you get customers, you know, your last guest had this one bottle here that was roughly about 60 bottles, $60 a bottle, I think.
Right.
And, you know, you do the math on 12 of those bottles, you're up almost $700 just for 12 of them. So if you're investing that kind of money in your wine, then you don't want to go buy something that's maybe $150 or $200 to take care of that investment.
No, you don't. You want something that's going to last too. Is there a warranty on these?
Oh yeah, 2, 5, 12. So it's 2-year parts and labor, 5 years on the compressor and the seal system, which is the heart, and then the 5th through 12th on the compressor and all the seal system parts.
Now, what would that cost approximately?
About $1,000.
About $1,000
for
bucks.
this unit.
And it goes all the way up to a little over $5,000 for the larger one.
About $5,200, $5,300.
And in between, what can we get in between? So, you know, if you're not the 178 bottle guy and you're not the 12 bottle guy.
Exactly. So you're talking about $2,000 to $3,000 for the mid-size units that are under counter.
Right. Which is what most people seem to do these days, don't they?
Absolutely, yeah.
Or they do the standalone element in the refrigeration right next to the beautiful stainless steel
refrigerators, which we've got coming next year. So
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah,
Because you do all kind of appliances in refrigeration.
we do only refrigeration, and we do the full gamut of refrigeration.
Right.
So,
Freezers and refrigerators.
built-ins, et cetera, et cetera. But a lot of times customers come in and they ask you, you know, why is this one $1,000 and other manufacturers are $300? You know, and wine is like a good woman. You have to take care of it a particular way.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. So first off, the temperature is important. You always want to make sure the temperature is consistent. You get a cheap unit, and the unit is going to go up and down maybe 3 or 4 or 5 degrees from what your set point is. This one will only go 1 degree set point. So if you set it at 50, it's either going to be 49, 50, or 51, and it's going to stay on that level forever. And the compressor is what they call a variable speed compressor, so it's very quiet. It runs about 90% of the time, but it gives off absolutely no vibration whatsoever.
Which is important
That
in wine
is
too.
so important
It's so
because a lot of them are loud.
So
Well, to the wine as well. If you're taking a bottle that just say, you know, when my daughters were born, they're now 18 and 22. I bought wines for their birth year. So if I'm keeping that wine for 21 years, I better not have vibration. I better have humidity controlled, and I better be able to control the temperature.
Exactly. Humidity control on this too is great. It's about 65-70%, which is perfect
Right.
for cork preservation.
Right. The larger ones, you want red wine, you want white wine. Is there dual temperature gauges?
Yeah, the big one we were talking about is actually 3. Then we have a dual zone as well. So,
See, that's important too. You know,
Right.
because you got red and you got white. You want to come in and you want to be able to go in and grab the white bottle of wine.
And be able to open it right
Open
away.
it right away.
Yeah.
And it's got to be at the right temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so to do that, you got to have a zone element like Mark is talking about. Again, it's Liebherr, Liebherr. How do we find you?
Home.Liebherr.com is going to be the best way, and then there's a reference point which can take you to our dealer network. So we're actually the factory, the wholesalers, and we work with many of the dealers in the markets.
All right. So if I wanted to buy one, I'd go to a dealer instead of you.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Correct.
And are there a lot of big places like any of the big houses that carry your products?
There's a few, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Give me a suggestion for
We
one.
got Ferguson here,
Okay.
my Monarch, and this part of the world.
Right.
So we've got several dealers in this market. that
Right.
can handle.
You know, it's important. If you really are going to get serious about wine, you need to invest in a unit like this Liebherr product, because it is the highest quality, and it is something that if you're really going to be serious about wine, the most disappointing thing in the world is to buy that special wine for my
Special
daughters
bottle of wine,
and then open it 21 years later and
and
think,
it doesn't open well.
did you put vinegar in the salad yet, honey?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's basically what
Right,
becomes. In
right.
fact, Cindy and Bill Talbert, they just opened a 1995 Spanish thing. And they were so nervous, and they opened it up, and it was just fine, because they've got a Liebherr unit at home. No, they're going to buy a Liebherr unit is what they're going to do. But it really is important to be able to do it. What's your suggestion? If somebody comes in and says, I just got into wine, tell me what to do. What kind of questions would you ask them before you recommend one of your
Well,
products?
it depends. I mean, if everybody in the house drinks red, then we're going to do a single zone. If we have a mixed house, mine's a mixed house, I do the reds, my wife does the whites,
Right.
we're going to get a dual zone.
Right.
If you're fortunate enough to have the space and the time.
Oh, we lost it.
Oh, no.
We lost it. Well, that's all right. Hang on to it.
just
That's
hang
all right,
on
Mark.
to it.
That's all right. That would never happen to a Liebherr product. I'm telling you right now. His mic fell off his thing.
So if you have the space, you might graduate up to one of the bigger units. But if someone's just starting out, probably going to be a single zone.
Right.
And do it, set it at 50 degrees. And you're either going to let it come out and chill it like we've done here
Right.
with this rosé, or you can let it warm up slightly as you're going to do with the reds.
Are we tasting some rosé?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I read the.
Now this is a neat doolally.
Yeah, it's one of our promotional pieces that we give our very nice customers and friends. You can put it in the freezer, take it out by the pool, and it just
And
makes
it keeps the wine chilled.
Keeps it chilled, absolutely.
How long will it keep it chilled?
Probably. It depends on how hot it is outside.
Right,
I'd say a couple,
right.
3 hours or so.
What a nice
That's
idea.
really neat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you so much, Mark. I
It's our
mean, look,
pleasure.
I got to tell you, it really is the most important thing. I've been looking for the right unit for many, many,
No,
many years.
many years.
Well, this is it. This is the ticket for certain.
And it's the kind of thing where if you don't trust the unit, you're always going to be worried about your wine.
Right. Well, so tell me, say something happens. It was zapped by, we have a hurricane or something, and it zaps out some of the stuff. What do you do? Do you do the service, or how?
Yeah, we have service.
You do.
And there's alarms on all of them. So if someone leaves the door cracked, someone sneaks in there in the middle
We
of the
heard
we
the
heard
alarm
it. We
earlier.
left it
Exactly,
open.
we heard the alarm.
And Van and White went over and closed the thing for
Absolutely.
us.
And if the power goes out, it's going to notify you of that as well.
There's another element to this, and that's protection of light. In South Florida, if you put it in the wrong area and you are near a door of some sort, light will also impact wine.
Absolutely.
So this is really the fourth element that you got to be concerned with.
Exactly, and this is UV rated glass, and it actually is got argon gas between it, so it's going to actually act as an insulator as well. So you're not going to have issue with heat, with light. It even has a charcoal filter on it, so if one of your bottles is leaking, it's not going to contaminate the other bottles. I mean, they've thought of everything that you can really think of.
Where are
when
they
it comes to
manufactured?
wines. This actually is made in Germany.
It is. Well, it's a beautiful unit, and I can tell you the reputation is tremendous. Learn more. It's Liebherr Appliances on Instagram, for example. Liebherr Appliances US, right? And Facebook Liebherr Appliances US as well. So just remember that. You can find them online. You can buy them here in South Florida. They'll help you make sure you get the right unit for what you need for your wines, whether you're just starting out with this kind of a 12-unit a bottle unit, or something larger like the 178 bottle. It's Liebherr. And
And you have somebody to talk to
Right.
about what you want.
hey, thanks so much, Mark. What a
Thank you,
pleasure to
Jimmy.
see you.
Thank you
Great to see
so
you.
much.
You're welcome.
We're going to be back with more right after this on, oh yeah, it's Eat This, Drink,
Drink that, go.
There you go.